So how did that come together?
I had been in a band. I had a band together when I was 16, 17, that time period, in New Jersey with a guy named Grover Kimball, who was actually kind of a mentor of mine coming up. And we did a lot of swing, jazz swing, Lambert Hendrickson Ross material, Cab Calloway, that kind of stuff. But we also, it was a weird time in the business because we were also doing kind of fusion, jazz fusion kind of material. So we were this weird eclectic mix of traditional swing and vocal bebop stuff, but then fusion too,
And nobody was trying to get paid then at that point.
No, but the thing is, we were working like 4 or 5 nights a week.
New York.
In New Jersey.
New Jersey. Yes.
Yeah,
I think of them as the same anyway once you're down there. Yeah.
It is kind of because we played the Bottom Line. We played the Bitter End. We played in Long Island, my father's place. I don't know if you remember that club way back in the day. It was a big place to play. In Roslyn, Long Island. Yeah. Yeah. And the Bottom Line.
Sure.
That was a very important showcase club in the city. And we played Spoleto Jazz Festival. We played Newport Jazz Festival. We actually had developed a really good following. And
this is in your teen years? This wow. That's
in my teen years.
Yeah.
So when I kind of left that group and I felt like I was ready to kind of step out and wanted to move up, so to say, in my career, the agency that booked that band, we were called Grover Margaret and Zazu Zaz. That was the name of the band.
Yeah, I knew Zazu Zaz. That's what I saw it billed as, not as...
Zazu Zaz. Yeah, well, after I left, it just became Zazu Zaz.
Okay.
But in the beginning, it was Grover Margaret Zazu Zaz. So the agency, and this is actually kind of jazz history, was Willard Alexander. And Willard Alexander, who was alive at that time still, he was the big agent for all the big bands.
Oh, I didn't.
For Maynard, for Count Basie, for all the big bands.
Wow.
That was his thing. So when a position came up for the Glenn Miller Orchestra, he got me an audition.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I got it. So I was 19, 20 years old. Yeah.
And how long were you? So that was a road gig. You were out for a while.
Yeah, a couple years.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot at 19.
And that was on a Greyhound bus. Everybody gets 2 seats, and that's your space. It's not like serious rock and roll, 5-star hotels, private jets. That came later. But
you were sleeping on this bus?
Yeah, we used to do hit and runs.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds very uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, but that was the gig,
Yeah. I mean... So was that your first like you were probably going pretty far out already with your group, and was this like the most traveling you had done? Did it like?
Yeah, that was kind of the beginning of my road life.
Did doing that like teach you anything in particular about like, I guess, like maintaining your musicality over like stretches of performances, like as far as preserving your voice on the road, and also like just musically staying in it, like in your head?
Yes and no, in the sense that I was, 19, 20 years old. So what do you do when you're 19, 20? You party, I mean, truthfully.
How else are you going to get through 9 hours a night in that bus?
Exactly. I mean, I didn't always do the right thing for my voice or for my body, but when you're that age, you bounce back.
Yeah, you recover.
You learn.
Yeah. You learn, and you have a much greater tolerance for abusing your body at that point, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, 19 is a big difference between that and 30. I mean, you start to have real consequences for that once you get just a hair older.